Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and it is the Christmas season.
It is the Christmas season. Officially the Christmas season. It's after Thanksgiving. All of the people that like to wait until after Thanksgiving, we're in the clear. We can talk about it.
We can talk about that.
We can wear red and green and be happy.
Unlike
joyful.
you that talks about it in July.
That's right. That's okay.
And,
not everybody
and
can
February.
Not everybody loves it as much as me, and that's okay. So if you have to, in order to love it, in order to talk about it, if it has to be the true Christmas season, then welcome. This is my world.
This is my world, and you're in it.
Yeah, this is my world.
That's so
funny.
Yeah, I like Christmas. I like this time of year. I do wait till after Thanksgiving because we have so many people in the house that I need
that
the
come
room
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I need as many seats as I can get. So yeah, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. Did you?
Oh yeah, I had a good time. Had about with children, probably 36.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. Like that. Yeah, no, I didn't host. I just attended. So I had 3 different Thanksgivings that were all each wonderful, and the food was amazing. And
how do you do 3 Thanksgivings in one day?
They're on different days. So
that's good because I don't understand how people go to 2 or 3 in a day.
No, we had a wonderful meal with Jason's family the weekend before, so the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and then we had a great meal with our A-Strike family out of my Uncle Timmy's, and it's more of like a potluck, and there's probably, 40 to 50 that come to that, and so there's a lot of food. I mean, the potluck line,
I can't even imagine,
is insane. And then I feel like you fill your plate because you're like, oh, I want a little bit. I try not to take much of anything, but I'm like, I want a little bit of this and a little bit of this, but I get a big helping of stuffing because we talked about that last week.
That's my favorite.
That's my favorite. And before you know it, like my plate is so heavy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how much food we eat on the holidays. But anyway, so that was a great meal. And then the following day, Friday, we had a great meal with my daughter Malia's future in-laws, Craig and Becky Larch, at the Victorian. Yes.
Nice.
The beautiful Victorian. I got to have a meal in there, and it was just so pretty.
That's awesome. They got it decorated for Christmas and everything.
Well, they were in the middle of, didn't have all of the Christmas out yet. It was kind of decorated for Thanksgiving. It looked nice.
How are they coming on the remodeling? Pretty good?
Yeah, looks great. It's amazing. Good. Beautiful home.
Beautiful home and an untouched home. One of those things that not everybody went in there and just completely janked it up. So that's good.
Yes.
That's awesome. Keep those old homes.
So I didn't have to cook for a ton of people, which left me a lot of time to sew.
I
spent a lot of the weekend in my sewing room making Christmas gifts for people.
Oh.
Not you, though. Other people.
Everybody else but me. That's so funny.
Oh, yeah. So, no, I had a great weekend.
Yeah, I don't do a lot. I mean, it's funny, like when you get so many people, it's as far as Christmas gifts go, it's one of those things that I don't buy like I used to. Gosh, when you get so many people, you have to. I know.
You really have to cut back. Down. And things are so expensive anymore that it's hard to even find like a nice, back in the day you used to, or at least I did, try to buy a little something for like people that were not really close to me, but like acquaintances, like your mail carrier or somebody that might do something nice for you occasionally, or a neighbor. Like there was times where I tried to buy a little something for like all the people in the neighborhood. I would either deliver a tray of cookies or I would get these little things of popcorn from that really yummy popcorn place in Effingham.
Oh, I love that place.
And just some little holiday treat. Not that it is an expensive gift, but even doing stuff like that anymore, it's so expensive. Even if you just buy the stuff to make the cookies, it's like twice as much as it used to be. So, it's kind of crazy.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Christmas season's like. Maybe this is a way of getting us all back to the basics and not be such gluttons when it comes to that stuff.
Not be so obsessed with things and more about experiences and time with your friends and family.
Yeah, we started last year. I took my family, my sons, and my daughter-in-law, and Jack and Joanna to French Lick, Indiana, to do the Polar Express.
Oh, right, yes.
And we went over there, and it was really nice. And we did the indoor, there's a big splash adventure or something.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, but it was freezing in there because the water was not heated water.
Are you serious?
No, it was actually miserable in the actual. We only spent a very short time there because it was freezing. When you walked in, it was like basic. That heat in there, but that water was freezing.
Oh my goodness. No, we've never been over there. My kids hate indoor water parks. They're too loud.
Yeah. Well, what was great, we were smart last year because we went on a Thursday, and when we were in there, we were the only family in there.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was great. So Jack and Connor and Mac were able to just go crazy. JoJo was still a baby, so. But this year we've decided, we're going to go St. Louis.
Oh, uh-huh.
We're going to try St. Louis. We're going to do the Polar Express on a Friday night, and then the next day take the kids to the City Museum. Maybe get the Magic House in, and then hit the zoo for the lights. That's what's great about St. Louis. There's just more stuff to do.
I'm just going to throw my 2 cents out there because I usually do. But your grandkids are young enough. I think they would enjoy the aquarium that's right next to the Polar Express way more than they would the City Museum.
Right.
I think they're too young for that.
Yeah, they'll. Well, Jack will be nuts. Jack will be nuts. JoJo won't get it.
I know,
Jack
but it's hard to let little ones loose in there unless. I mean, Mac will probably follow him and go through it all too.
Oh yeah, Mac and Connor will be there. Connor's just worried. Okay. Connor's too worried that he lifts a lot of weights, and you know, and so Connor's pretty broad-shouldered. So he's like, I don't know if I'll fit in those holes anymore.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you can't. Like, for those of you that aren't familiar with the City Museum in St. Louis, it is like an indoor playground. It's 10 stories tall. It is all of these like tunnels, caves, metal cages, and the little kids just crawl through them, and there's ladders. There's a 10-story slide that is just basically a hole in the ground, and you just go through the hole and your butt ends up on a slide and you go down 10 stories. There's also a 5-story slide. It's very fun for older kids. But when you have younger kids, you have to be able, as a parent or guardian or whoever, to follow them, because when they go into a slide, you don't know where they're going to come out. They might come out 3 rooms over. They might come out 10 stories down. You can't lose a little one in there.
You can very easily lose. Yeah, you can. You can.
And
lose
I'm not that kind of mom that does that stuff. I don't fit through all of that, and I don't even want to try.
Oh, I would never do it.
Because they have this really cool cafe in there that you can go sit at that has really good pizza. And
they also have that great fire pit outside.
Yeah. So I would bring my book and I would read, and I would hire a babysitter that I would take, and I'd be like, hey, do you want to go to the City Museum for the day? And they'd be like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, I will pay your way if you will hang out with my kids when they were little.
You just got
And that's what I did, and I read my book all day, and I had a fabulous day. The kids had a fabulous day, and the babysitter had a fabulous day, and it worked out great. And then as my kids got older, I just went to my corner to read, and I was like,
just go.
Come check in 2 hours. But
my experiences with the City Museum are chaperoning school trips.
Oh, yes. You told me about that one time.
Grade.
I would never do that. I would not want to be responsible.
3rd grade, I had 6
building.
kids, 3 boys, 3 girls. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
The boys were crazy and the girls were bored and they wanted to go make beads. And so then I found Terry Beckham, who had 3 boys and 3 girls. I said, let's swap. You take my girls, I'll take your boys.
Yeah, because there's also a really cool art studio in there, and
really
the girls would love that.
And when Jim and then we went back, and then we did a birthday party for Connor. Went there, and we took Mac and Connor, and they just went crazy because it was a couple of years later. And Jim and I had the best time because I think maybe on the 6th floor they had an indoor rummage sale with all the vintage clothing. Oh,
cool!
Oh, we went insane. We were literally up in that the whole time, and Mac, I don't even know where they were at.
Yeah. The size of this building, you guys, for those that haven't been there, it is amazing. It is, what was it, a warehouse
It was
a
big warehouse.
Yeah.
It's neat. You should go.
Someone had a vision there, a very artistic vision, and I commend them for it because it is fabulous.
Can you imagine what their insurance is?
No, I can't, because there are so many ways to get hurt in there, and there's just holes in the floor, and you just drop into them.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But we want to do the Magic House, so we're going to do the Magic House, and of course the Polar Express takes off at Union Station.
Right,
so
that's right where the aquarium is.
We'll do the aquarium and all that stuff.
We went there last year. We just walked past. My kids were too big for the Polar Express, so we didn't try to get tickets for that or anything. But we walked past the entrance to that to go to the big Ferris wheel. Have you done that?
I have not been on the Ferris wheel.
I don't know how many stories that thing is, but
heights.
So many of you have probably driven by it by Union Station in St. Louis, and this huge Ferris wheel. One of my kids chickened out right before time to get on.
I'm terrified of heights. I wouldn't be able to get on it.
You're enclosed.
It won't
matter. Okay.
It won't matter.
Because, some people are afraid of heights, and then there are others who are afraid of falling. It's not so much the height, it's afraid of falling. Slightly different, because some people could go up in it as long as it was enclosed, and they didn't feel like they were falling out of it.
Huh.
There's two different fears there. So question.
I'm not sure which
question yourself. Are you afraid of heights or are you afraid of falling?
Yeah.
Different.
It is. Well, I don't like ladders. A step stool is as high as I'll go.
But you could easily fall off
that ladder. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I have two more.
So, think about this. Like, if you were at the Grand Canyon, you wouldn't get close to the edge because you're afraid of heights. But what if there was a glass wall there?
Oh, there's no way.
That was a viewing wall, and you could walk right up to the viewing wall and look out, kind of like the Sears Tower.
I was just thinking of the Sears Tower. I hate the Sears Tower.
Okay, then you're afraid of heights.
I hate the Sears Tower and now the Sears Tower's got that really weird.
Oh yeah, where you can walk out.
No, there's no way. No.
Mm-hmm.
No. No,
okay.
Didn't happen.
Well,
it's heights.
It's heights.
Yeah, and Marianne, my German exchange student, Marianne was here, and her and Jim. She's like, "Come in here." I'm like, "Nope." Nope, not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you couldn't get me out on that glass thing for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. So it must be heights.
Yeah.
Okay, I got an ad today.
Okay.
So we've got fun ads.
Okay. A Christmassy ad?
A Christmassy. Look at that. 3 cheers for Mother.
Aww.
Isn't that the greatest?
At this busy Christmas time.
It's a Campbell soup ad, and I love it because...
it's true. So much to do, so little time to do it.
Everything stays the same, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean... Yeah, I love everything about the Campbell soup ad because I love it when they don't change anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3 cheers for Mother at this busy Christmas time. So much to do, so little time to do it. Why not let Campbell soup help you serve meals that are both time-saving and soundly nourishing? Have you some on hand to see you through the holidays? I love this one. Down below, I don't know if you can see that, it says lunch is served in jig time. Jig time.
Jig time?
I don't know. It's crazy.
That just means as quick as you can dance a jig?
I guess
I can have your soup ready, honey.
America's favorite soup. Quick to fix for dinner. Yeah, I love it. And what's the other one say? Supper is ready in a jiffy. Now, jiffy I knew, but I had not ever heard of the quick jig.
So let's see what kind of soup she's got there serving. She's got her tomato soup.
Which is the best.
That's pictured. I don't like it. Then she has...
What?
I don't like tomato soup. I never have.
It's my favorite.
And then she has green pea soup.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you like green pea soup.
No, I'm not.
No, neither of us. Okay.
I'm really judging her right now. And then what's the other?
Consomme, that's something you would cook with. So she's quick to fix. She's going to use that to fix dinner.
Maybe the green pea. Can you even buy green pea soup in Campbell's?
I don't know.
Where's the chicken noodle, lady?
Mm-hmm.
Chicken noodle, tomato soup. I can make a meal out of tomato soup. Mm-hmm. Tomato soup and grilled cheese is literally one of my favorites of all time.
Malia really likes tomato soup.
Oh, it's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Now, are you that person? How are you with soup? Are you do you like it soupy or do you fill it full of crackers?
I like it soupy. I just grew up not using crackers in a soup unless it was chili. There's 2 types of people in the world. There's the people that like a lot of crackers in their soup, and then there's the people that don't, and then they marry each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My husband, he has to have crackers with if it's any kind of soup. He's like, "Where's the crackers?" I'm like, half the time I don't even have any because I don't think like that, and it's this really sore spot in our marriage. Because it's like he's like, why wouldn't you have crackers? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even think about crackers.
My soup is pasty by the time I put my crackers. You can dump it upside down. It's not going anywhere.
No.
Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll come back with our story for today.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Jimmy ordered lumber, doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, Jimmy ordered guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
And I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we have a story today.
We do have a story. It is related to Christmas.
It
is sad.
It is a sad story.
It breaks my heart.
It is a sad story, but I think it's a story people want to hear about a young man from Louisville.
Yep, a local Clay County story. And this goes back to World War II.
Yes.
And we're going to talk to you today about the unopened gift. And this is a story of a gift that was sent to Edwin Schoonover in 1943. So Mr. Schoonover, he was actually a sergeant in the Army, and he was flying planes. And he it was World War II, obviously, 1943. He sent a letter home on October the 12th, I believe. Do you have a little bit? Can you read that?
I have the article.
Yeah, let's read the letter that he sent there. It starts at the bottom of that first column.
Yeah, let me see here.
So basically, he was serving overseas, and he writes a letter home to his parents.
October
and this is
12th, 1944.
1944. Okay,
yeah.
let's say this.
I'm going to start because I like the part. The top part of the article kind of explains it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Partially concealed in the overhead supports of the basement was a parcel wrapped in paper browned with age, unopened and still tied securely with several strands of cord, evident of the care with which it had been prepared for its long journey overseas. The package, packed mostly assuredly with heartfelt love and adoration for her youngest brother, who was serving in World War II, left on its intended destination. He was only 19 years of age, but the young lad would never have an opportunity to open the love offering. Edwin L. Schoonover, son of Spencer and Sylvia Schoonover of Louisville, entered into World War II service in December 1943. A year and a half after graduation from Louisville High School in June of 1942, he served with the Army Air Corps aboard a Liberator as a turret gunner.
Yeah, he was a turret gunner.
That?
So on the side of the planes, he was the one in charge of shooting the enemy. But so he's over there serving. His sister back home has sent him this package for Christmas. But as a turret gunner in these Liberators, the Liberators were not the same as like the new F-29s, I think, that came out. They were more... So the plane he was in was very thinly clad. It didn't have a lot of protection. So he was super nervous. He didn't really like flying. And when we read about his letter to his family, that part is going to come out in the story. He didn't really like flying.
No, which is kind of an unusual.
Well, I would guess that he had already had some very scary circumstances, situations. He was very nervous, is what the letter says.
The Liberator was a particular design of bomber used in the war, which normally held around 8 to 10 men each. These planes had a history of not furnishing protection, like you said, from enemy fire as adequately as did some of the others. Unlike the B-29 bombers, which were known as the Iron Fortress due to their heavy construction, the Liberators were more thinly clad, thus more vulnerable. Wow.
Yeah. So read the letter part, the one that starts. It's at the bottom of that first column. This is his letter home to his family.
On the eve of the fateful day, October 12, 1944, Corporal, or as was later learned, Sergeant Schoonover, penned a letter to his parents in which he voiced his apprehension about what lay ahead. It's so sad. This letter is partly here's what he said. Things are pretty rough here. I hope you are praying for me. I know I've prayed a lot lately. I sure hope this war is over soon and I'll sit back and see all of you. I am nervous and just go around shaking all the time.
We'll stop there for a minute.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, as a mother, okay, right now, like, I am almost in tears thinking about if it was my son writing me a letter home and saying how nervous he was and that he was going around shaking all the time because he's so nervous. And you just, as a mother, as anybody, honestly, you would want to protect him. And I just, like, that right there, I hope I never have to send a child to war. I'm thankful for those that have served, obviously.
Absolutely.
But as a mother, it just makes my heart hurt for his mother to get that letter and read that.
Well, especially when you're talking the draft days.
Yeah.
You didn't have a choice.
Oh, right.
You went to war. When did the draft end? Because you were drafted in Vietnam too, back in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the draft hasn't been gone. I mean, for
I think they just whenever they need it. It's not that it's really ever gone for good.
Yeah,
we just haven't
had to use it since since Vietnam. But I cannot imagine.
No,
I cannot imagine sending a son off to war. I can't.
No. Okay, so finish his letter there. I interrupted. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's what we're here to do. Talk about. So he says, I just go around shaking all the time and am turning gray fast.
Oh.
Now, what do you think?
That means he thinks his hair is turning gray from worry.
I would be white-headed.
He's only 19.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Gosh, can you fathom it? Yeah.
No.
I'll never fly anything again higher than a kite if I get back. Have you heard from Glenn?
He said if I get back.
If I get back. Yeah.
Okay, spoiler alert, he didn't get back, but okay, go ahead.
Have you heard from Glenn? His older brother is in the Navy. Sure hope he is okay. Lots and lots of love from Buddy.
Oh, my
gosh.
I
mean, it just makes me so sad.
It does make me so sad.
It is. It's very sad. I can't fathom it.
Yeah. So then the very next day after he wrote this letter, his worst nightmare happened. So he was flying over Austria. I'll just kind of say what I remember from that. You might have to fill in the details, but he was flying over Austria in his Liberator airplane as the turret gunner, and enemy fire opened up, and their plane was hit, and it spiraled out of the clouds, and that is the last that anyone saw of him or of the plane. They were declared missing in action. And they the government left it as MIA for about a month. Yeah, I think, and then finally sent a letter home to his parents
on the 11th of November.
The 11th of November, Veterans Day, which I don't know, was Veterans Day started before World War II? Or
I don't know. When was Veterans Day started?
But anyway, on November the 11th.
Get to Googling.
His parents received a letter that day that said, your son has been missing in action since October the 13th of 1944. We regret to inform you, did it say the entire letter in the article? What else it said?
Yeah. It says the final notification was received from the War Department. Well, let me go back up here a little bit. So a quote from the letter received by the mother is as follows. The War Department has informed you that your son, Sergeant Edwin Schoonover, has been missing in action since October 13th, 1944, when the Liberator aboard which he served as a turret gunner failed to return from a bombardment mission. That's a nice word. Over Vienna, Austria. I deeply regret that I must confirm that information. The final notification was received from the War Department July 3rd, 1945.
So they waited till July to declare him dead. And
which confirmed his death.
I wonder if they found him.
I don't know. I know the sorrow this message has brought you, and it is my hope that in time the knowledge of this heroic sacrifice in the service of his country may be of sustaining comfort to you. Signed, Edward F. Witzel, Brigadier General, acting the Adjutant General of the Army.
Okay, so Veterans Day was started in 1919, following World War I.
Oh, so
it was Veterans
around.
Day. It was Veterans Day when his mother received the notification that her son was
Did you see that
missing
on the
in
TV?
action. Yeah. And
That's good. You got young eyes.
so thanks to LASIK.
Oh, yeah. But so now the family has...
Yeah, so now they know, like...
Do you want to show a picture of the young man?
Yeah, let's show it. Let's show a picture. This is Edwin Schoonover, age 19, Sergeant...
I love that picture.
Edwin Schoonover. What a good-looking kid. I mean, he just looks so kind and young. I mean, it just... As a mom, it's
19
really...
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, young.
Yeah, I have a daughter that'll be 19 soon, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can't comprehend it.
That's
It's
somebody's
awful.
kid. So, and like not just him, but all of the soldiers. I mean, we lost so many. So this is just one of
my goodness,
hundreds of thousands. But
yeah.
Okay.
World War II, not a fun time.
Yeah.
Now this is where it gets interesting. Okay. I will start reading this a little bit.
Okay.
In the meantime, the parcel intended for Christmas and marked "Do Not Peek" until December 25th on a sticker of red poinsettias arrived at its destination, but was returned back to Illinois to Edwin's sister due to his health.
Okay.
So. But he goes missing.
Mm-hmm.
He's missing before Christmas.
Yes.
But they don't really know anything.
So the State Department returns the package to Illinois, the one that his sister had mailed him as his Christmas gift. It had a poinsettia sticker on the top, and it said, "Do not peek until December 25th."
We have a picture of that,
I think
too.
we have a picture of this package. Yes. So there's the big sticker on the front. It has string around the package. Don't peek until December 25th. I mean, so...
I love
cute.
The packaging, too.
I know.
I
like,
love that.
She did a really good job.
It's very 40s.
Yes. Okay, so let's keep going.
Okay. The gift had been placed in a cigar box, which is visible in a small corner area where the stamps once were. Though the package was never opened, I find this crazy. Even though the package was never opened, the stamps had been removed and donated in a church's used stamp drive.
Yeah, so they had a used stamp drive to raise money back then for troops and stuff. I don't know. What do you do with them? Like, they recycled them or what?
I don't know.
What's the worth of it? I'd have to research that.
What's the worth of a stamp back then? Which, by the way, I hear stamps are going up.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not surprised.
How much is a stamp now?
I have no idea.
I have no clue. I bet stamps back in the 40s, Ty. What were the stamps in the 40s? Because exactly how many...
Well, I'd say they used them for the paper or something, like a paper drive.
Interesting. We'll have him Google this, and then we'll...
What? 3 cents?
3 cents.
They were 3-cent stamps, but I don't know.
But that's weird, though, because they'd have to, because when a stamp gets stamped, I mean, it gets stamped by something else, too.
That's why I think they were recycling them.
They must have been. Well, I mean,
they weren't going to reuse
it's
them.
It's the 40s and everything.
I don't know. Maybe they were.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to finish our story here on the unopened gift.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank. We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be.
Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's the weekend, and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting, and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you could be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are talking about a story of a Louisville boy.
We are.
And
Edwin Schoonover, and there's the picture of his gift there. This is the gift that his sister mailed to him at Christmas, but sadly he wasn't there to open it. So the State Department sent it back to her.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. I wonder, I mean, you know, because people do send packages and stuff when people are over more. I guess we were talking about, we didn't know for sure, like if all letters were rounded up and sent back home.
The logistics of that would have had to
but
been
that would
like
be a lot.
A lot of people that I just wondered, like, if it was just a regular letter, did they just throw them away?
Yeah, but if like
or
an actual
if they were a package, they sent it back. I don't know. Maybe they returned everything. It would be nice if they did.
Right.
But
I don't know.
But I don't know.
That's interesting. Okay, so let's give them a little update, Beth, of where we're at on our story here.
Okay, so just a quick rundown of what we've covered. So Edwin Schoonover, 19 years old. He was serving in World War II. He was a turret gunner in a Liberator aircraft that was kind of a thin, not as bulky as a plane as some of the others, and he was in a bombardment mission over Vienna, Austria, and he was gunned down and declared missing in action for at least a month. Eventually, this happened in October, and by July they had declared him killed in action. And
his package that his sister had sent to him, in that package right there is the actual package. And it says, do not open until December, or do not peek.
No peeking.
No peeking till December 25th.
Don't
so
peek.
that's where we're at. Okay. Do. And we were talking about how they reuse the stamps. So we were talking about stamps earlier.
So
the stamps were
basically,
gone.
this package, his sister hid in a cigar box and put it in her ceiling of her basement,
which
like
is
a storage out of the way. It's just
interesting.
Like, well, when we moved into our house, we replaced the ceiling in our basement, and we found a whole bunch of Purple Passion bottles that had been hidden there, I suspect, by a teenage drinking party that was happening in the basement.
That's priceless.
And I know, some of you may know who lived in my house before me, but I won't mention any names. But they still live here.
You can tell me after.
Anyway, I suspect that was. But there is, a lot of times there is a drop ceiling in a basement or something similar. There's a crawl space there at least.
Well, before I finish on the rest of the story, it is funny how you can find things in a house. We bought our house. Vern Hartung lived in our house. He was the only person that lived in this house. He may have built the house. And it is funny how you find things, because we've remodeled the entire thing. Okay. My husband, Jim Earlywine, was from Robinson and lived on Lincoln Street in Robinson. This is a really crazy thing.
I think I know what you're going to say. I think we might have talked about it.
We're taking walls down, right? We're gutting and getting rid of the old and putting up new drywall. I come across a letter, and it is addressed to Mrs. Hartung. And the lady that their letter was from lived on Lincoln Street in Robinson, Illinois.
Just a few doors down from Jim.
Just a few doors down from Jim, where he grew up.
Isn't that weird? It
is really weird. And it's like, how did that letter get in between the walls?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's funny how you pull out a drawer and stuff, but like this was in the wall. So I told Jim, I said, oh my gosh, how ironic is this? And now a man from Robinson and a girl from Flora living in the same house with this letter.
Yeah. Well, another funny story about the Bowman house, the Victorian that I was talking about earlier. they recently found a space in between a couple of the floors, and in it was a straw hat they believe belonged to Mr. Bowman.
How crazy!
I know, but things get
in
lost
between the floors.
Well, it's a long story, but it basically fell from another floor into this little spot that was hard to get to. But yeah,
it's crazy how things. I mean, we would find bottle caps. Really weird stuff like that. I was really hoping we'd find serious treasure.
Yeah,
but that didn't happen.
Anyway, so that's a happy note. But back to our sad story.
Back to our sad story.
The sister, I'm guessing she wanted to preserve it. She didn't open it. She knew what was in it. She didn't need to open it because she's the one that mailed it, and it probably made her sad. And she wanted to preserve it. Yeah. So she just put it in a safe place. Okay. So she put it in her ceiling of her basement, but it stayed there for a long time.
Weighing around 3 or 4 pounds, one can detect a slightly movement of the contents, which it is tilted carefully. Perhaps it is a Bible, as one person has surmised. Of course, the sender, his sister, knew the contents, but she chose never to open it when it was returned to her, leaving it as a memorial to her fallen younger brother.
So if you kind of shake it, tilt it a little bit, it sounds like something moving in there, maybe a Bible. But no one really knows because the sister has since passed away. Her husband passed away. And this went on. It's still in the Schoonover family, I believe. But I'm not really sure who has it now.
Placed carefully in the ceiling area of the basement of her home, it had long since become a forgotten item by her family until recently. The sister had passed away a few years ago, and her husband died only recently.
But this was written probably about 10 years ago.
This has been a while, yeah. While sorting through family things in the home, her daughter came across the string-bound brown paper bundle. Was it then opened? No, not at the present time. Will it be opened sometime soon? Only time will tell. One would almost feel like it was an intrusion of privacy between brother and sister if it were open now. The package sent to a soldier almost, when the time the article was written, 60 years ago, remains as it was sent, an object which served as a reminder of the vibrant young 19-year-old who served his country well.
So as far as we know, we didn't contact the family, but as far as we know, it's still not opened.
Well, but it's a shame that, I mean, this is kind of a weird thought, but as I was reading it, it's kind of a shame that, the kids didn't find her and it was buried with the sister or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but
I don't know. It's a neat thing. I mean, it may one day end up in a museum or something. You never know. I personally would probably open it because here's my reason.
I need to hear this reason why you would open it.
They're gone.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't have any attachment to this item. And I would open it, peek in there.
And then wrap it back up?
And I would wrap it back up. But I would take some pictures of it, and then I would update the story. It's a great story.
It's a great story. Yeah.
But it would be, it would be cool to at some point update it.
Do you know any Schoonovers here in Louisville? You know what? Because you would have known the family, right? Yeah. I mean, probably, probably like his sister's children or whatever.
Somebody probably still has it. So I don't know. That's something
that's neat.
I didn't think to try to track down the family member until
I wouldn't have thought that either. Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin to start on that.
Yeah, but I bet it's here somewhere. So okay, so I think you have a little something else.
I do, and after once we were starting, when I found that, I'm like thinking, gosh, I got so many papers. We get so much stuff from Don Thomas. A lot of the stuff that I follow is Rena Lentz Thomas's articles. And so I was going through that when I found that, because I've been kind of like all of our stories, I've kind of like broken them down and put them in folders and binders because we do have a lot of information. And so I came across Soldier's Last Letters Home.
Oh my gosh, this is going to break my heart.
So I thought I'd read some of these other letters. Okay. Because it's really quite, And this is a family, Soldier's Last Letters Home. Okay.
Okay.
This is from the Civil War.
Oh, gosh.
Civil War letters written by Eli Elwell, who served with the 84th Illinois Volunteer Infantry. She published this. I'm not sure what the date of this when she published it, but we'll just go from here. And what's crazy about it, the letter is written by Eli Elwell to his wife and children.
Okay.
And the other thing that's kind of crazy about it is it's like the Civil War, so it's ready. She publishes as he wrote it.
As he wrote it, so it's got misspelled words and things, probably.
On January 1st, 1863, about 6 weeks after writing this letter, he was killed in the Battle of Stone River. This battle at Stone River, Tennessee, was one of the bloodiest of the war. More than 3,000 lay dead on the field. Nearly 16,000 more were wounded. Some estimate there were more than 24,000 casualties in this battle.
Oh, my.
Almost one-third of the 81,000 men engaged. Of these casualties, approximately 13,500 were Union and 10,500 Confederate. Can you even I can't even fathom that.
No.
I mean, I really can't. The Civil War, I was right. Wars, I like the history of wars and stuff, and but the Civil War is something that, I mean, I understand, the Revolution but the Civil War just really, because I mean, there's a fine line right there. You're either on the north or the south. Of course, Illinois kind of lays in an unusual spot for the Civil War.
But we were Union.
We were Union,
yes.
Yeah. Because like at the, I think that that line must have just been right underneath the tip of Illinois. But from what my understanding, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but like the Civil War soldiers that are buried at Elmwood, there's only one Confederate soldier out there, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, do you remember off the top of your head, since you have a better memory than me, where that person was from?
Oh, I believe he was from here. But just because we were a Union state doesn't mean that everybody in our town was, 100% felt the same way.
Right. Right.
Some were Southern sympathizers. And so they fought with the South.
Yeah. It was funny. After I graduated college in 1987, and I went down to Florida, to Panama City Beach to live with my sister Diane for a summer. And it was so funny. Oh, my gosh. It's like that Civil War. Boy, they never let it go either, because like I would be like, and I worked at a hair salon down there, and they'd be like, "Oh, is that Yankee gonna do my hair again?" I was like, born in '67. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, it was so funny. But then it was like, I feel like sometimes we lose our thing, because they'd be like, "Oh, that Yankee, and that Northern accent." But then when I worked for Paul Mitchell for 10 years, and I did a lot of educating in Chicago, they'd be like, "Oh, here comes the Southern people, that Southern accent."
I know. Yeah, we're right in the middle. Some people think we have a Northern accent. Some think we have a Southern.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Okay, so finish the letter.
Eli Elwell was the great-great-grandfather of Bernice Mary Brown of Flora. Letter written November 18th, 1862, transcribed as written without spelling corrections or extensive punctuation. So basically, it's just like reading something off Facebook. Dear wife. Yeah, I can't wait. You need to read this letter. I'm going to start it, then I'll finish it, because we're going to take a commercial break here in a minute. Dear wife, I embrace the time this morning to write you a few lines that will inform you that I am still well and hearty, and hope that this will find you all well. We are still at Silver Springs. There is not as much talk of a fight here now as terror was when I wrote before. The boys that was sick is better rest is doing them good. And if we stay here a few days longer, they will be all right. The talk is that General Printer will be here to take command of the 4th Division of this army. All the boys is joyous over the prospect of being commanded by old Ben.
Oh, wow. They had a lot of respect for him.
I want you to write to me how you are getting along, how the corn is turning out, and how many potatoes you have. I want you to send me when you get it, the paper that has the president's message in it. Tell me how Father and all are getting along. I have not time to write more at this time. I close praying the blessings of our Heavenly Father rest upon you.
Oh.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back to, because then we actually have the actual She Wrote Him Back.
Oh, okay.
So we have more stories.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment. Insurance company providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Roll King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Roll King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we are reading A Soldier's Last Letters Home. It's about a gentleman here in Clay County who's fighting in the Civil War. His name is Eli Elwell, and he just wrote a letter November 18th, 1862, to his wife. Now, the next letter is a short letter that he had wrote to his boys.
Okay.
So this is from Eli Elwell to his sons. I have not had time to thank the boys for their letters yet. I was glad to have a letter from them and want them to go to school, learn to write well so they can write me a long letter. I could read their letters very well and want you to write me when your mother writes. Be good boys, mind what your mother tells you. Be kind one to another. The way to get, I love this, the way to get to be good men is to be good and kind. Be good and kind boys. I must close right soon. Aww. I remain father. He signed it, I remain father, Eli Elwell. Of course, he was killed at this horrific battle. The battle at Stone River, Tennessee. And thousands were absolutely destroyed there. It's unreal, isn't it?
It definitely is.
I can't even fathom. So then this next letter that I'm going to read is actually a letter written. It's not by his wife. I was wrong about that. Eli Elwell was killed at Stone River on January 1st, 1863, and the following are excerpts from a letter written by Eli's brother-in-law, H.L. McKee, to his sister, Mary Elwell, expressing his condolences. February 26, 1863. I love the way he titles this. Most affectionate sister and beloved family. Writing just is a thing of the past, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it breaks my heart.
I mean, it really...
I love to write like that, but if I were to write something like that, people would be like, what language are you speaking?
Exactly, but I just love the way, I just love it. Most affectionate sister and beloved family. I seek myself to answer your kind, and I was truly glad to know that your health is as good as it is, yet sorrow to hear that father is still so poorly. Mary, I know the path that lies before you looks to you a rough and rugged one. Obstacles seem insurmountable, and I am afraid you are giving too much to those spells of despondencies. Okay, what did he just say? I seat myself to answer your kind, and I was truly glad to know that your health is as good as it is, yet sorrow to hear that father is still poorly. So apparently,
so their dad's not doing well. Mary feels like she's got a not so bright future, and he's telling her not to spend so much time being despondent or depressed, but to perk up and move on.
Obstacles seem insurmountable, and I am afraid you are given too much to those spells of despondency. So basically, she's depressed.
Well, yeah. She just lost her husband. She's got these boys to raise. She has probably no income. I would guess not very much food, because the husband wanted a count of how many potatoes she had on hand.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so I would
say
how
the corn was doing.
I would say things are not going well for Mary, and if she's depressed, can't say that I blame her.
Yeah.
But
listen to this.
Keep going.
I know you have lost your best and earthly friend, and likewise a companion and an able man, one who loved his family more than common men, or at least I have at a time thought so.
Eli was a good man.
Oh, he was a good person. Yet he moved his country. He loved that liberty that our forefathers, like him, failed to rise no more on this earth to gain the liberty that this government has so long enjoyed. And he, with the many thousands, have gave their life as sacrifice to preserve the liberty that they have enjoyed for their children and all raising generations to come. You know what? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but do you ever, like, when you're driving on the roads, of course, you and I love history, so you ever, like, drive down, like, when I'm just driving somewhere, and I think about the men before that road was there, and I think about the men that marched fighting battles. You're talking, Revolutionary War, you're talking Civil War. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's like when I drive around, you could almost picture.
Oh, yeah.
Picture the battles.
I think about that stuff too, and I also think about the Indians a lot. That before there was ever anything there, and then what it looked like, and like the Trail of Tears went through the area, and just I don't know, just stuff like that. What came before me?
Yeah, I do too. I think about that a lot. Many of our family has suffered much from this rebellion. My own health is some impaired yet, and I am a soldier and expect to endure all the hardships of a soldier's life until death overtakes me or this war is ended.
So he's prepared to die for his country. I wonder if he survived the war.
I don't know. Mary, if the roads had a bend so I could have traveled, I would have come when I got your letter. I would like to adopt the evergreen in the grave if buried in that way. That was an interesting.
He wants to adopt the evergreen?
Yeah. Mary, if the roads had a been so I could have traveled, I would have come when I got your letter. I would like to adopt the evergreen in the grave if buried in that way.
Oh, he wanted to drop the evergreen into the grave. Is that something they did?
I don't know. Right often, every letter shall be answered promptly. Rebecca joins in sending our sincere love to you and family also, to father and mother and their family likewise. Mother Wyatt, H.L. McKee to Mary Elwell. And here's the little, Rena put a little thing here. Handwritten letters are not common these days. These Civil War letters were written with compassion and heartfelt words. A sad ending for a dedicated soldier who gave his life for his country and family.
I agree, Rena.
Isn't that something?
So sad.
It really is. Oh, those letters, they just give you goosebumps.
They do, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It just...
Well, Christmas is a joyous time of year, but I realize for some families it is really difficult for those that reflect back on things like this or other losses during the holidays. It can be difficult.
It can be difficult, yeah. suicide rates kind of go up during this time of year, don't they?
Yeah, that's sad.
Or is it sometimes in January after? Because a lot of people, I know a lot of people, and I just kind of just keep going on with life, But there are a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, after I feel so let down after Christmas and that type of thing. So, which I don't know. Not me. When Christmas is done, the first thing I want to do is clean my house. I do spring cleaning after Christmas.
I do my spring cleaning in November before I put the Christmas up. But I will say that I am very eager to clean. That's one of our words, to clean as soon as my tree is gone. And every year that we have a real tree, the tree comes down on Christmas Day.
Oh, really? I figured you left yours up till January.
No, I love Christmas, but I also love a clean living room. And there are things. My living room is not very big. I live in a house that isn't that small, but our living room, for whatever reason, is so tiny, and it's the room that everyone uses. And when there's a tree in there, and there's 50 million presents that have been unwrapped, and there's all of these things and all of these people in our home, which I love the people more than the tree. I'm like, something has to go. It's the tree.
Got to be the tree. You can't get rid of the kids.
And I get a real tree. It's set up on the day after Thanksgiving, so it's starting to get kind of dry by Christmas Day.
Yeah. Do you have to water it every day?
No. I water it every few days. Check the water. Some trees can get by. I only might water them like once or twice the whole entire time.
Really?
Other trees, I've had to water like almost daily.
Are the needles and stuff sap when they get on the ground? Does it make your anything sappy?
No. Nothing. It's not Christmas vacation. Little full, a lot of sap. It's not that.
Which I've already watched Christmas Vacation. I've already watched Elf. I start right out. That's how I get. That's
in the season.
That's how I get.
I've already watched all of them twice.
But, you've already watched them twice, yeah.
But
I'll make my list. I'll go down, then I'll start it back over.
Well, anyway.
Oh, I did watch that, the Biltmore Christmas.
Oh, my gosh, that was so good. If you guys haven't seen that on the Hallmark Channel, don't miss that one. That was awesome.
I watched it on Peacock because I don't have Hallmark, but I'm telling you what, I loved it because I've been to the Biltmore. The Biltmore is fantastic. I want to go. And I loved it. I watched it last night. It was great. Okay. Oh, William B. Sprague. Sprague, S-P-R-A-G-U-E.
I've heard of him.
Don't wait to strike till the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Just
Bill.
jump right in there and just try. That's what he's saying. Don't wait for the right moment. Just make it happen.
Don't wait till that iron gets hot. Make it hot by striking. Yowza.
Yeah, I like that. Good job, William Sprague.
I like that too.
Yeah. So, anyway, you can always find us on YouTube. By the way, with Beth and Stacey is our YouTube channel, and we are always on Channel 100 on Wabash Communications daily at 11 a.m. Our new episodes air on Thursdays and Fridays. New episodes go on YouTube on Mondays. And follow us and like us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is By the Way with Beth and Stacey, and you can always reach out to us, questions, comments, anything that you want us to add to the show, any idea that you might have, you can email us at bytheway@gmail.com.
And we're going to put a little plug in for Nostalgia Theater's Children's Christmas Play.
Absolutely.
We've been working on that since the end of October. I think it's going to be a really good play this year. Lots of music, fun, cuteness.
Mm-hmm. Kids are working very hard.
Yes, they are working very hard. It is Saturday night, December 9th at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Sunday, December 10th at 5 o'clock.
Tickets can be purchased at the door.
Yes.
They are, what are they, $10?
$10
for adults. $5 for kids.
And it is an excellent fundraiser for Nostalgia Theater. We are still in the process of remodeling our building. We have what we can do is done. We need a roof, and we need a floor, and we need a ceiling, and that is all incredibly expensive. So our next projects after we get the roof done will probably start on the basement and get the basement cleaned up because it's a really cool space. And so, yeah, if you do come and support us, that would be wonderful so we can continue remodeling the beautiful historic town theater.
Absolutely. So anyway, I think that's it for today.
I think that's it.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
God bless you and have a great day.